Hey everybody, I'm Trevor.
I'm Joey Purple People Eater.
And we are the Anthony and Todd Show. Today we're going to be looking at Joey Purp's latest record, QUARTERTHING. Joey Purp is a Chicago rapper who is mostly known for being part of this new renaissance of young people in Chicago. I talked a little bit about it on the No Name review, but he is running around with this crowd of like Chance the Rapper, BJ the Chicago Kid, the aforementioned No Name, Vic Mensa, Nico Segal, Tokyo, Kami, just this whole crowd of people, these young artists in Chicago that are making a name for themselves. They're fighting the Chief Keef regime.
Yeah, the post-drill era, as I would like to call them, I guess.
They truly are, and we joke about that a lot, but drill had a death choke on Chicago for a long time, like 6 or 7 years. And we're finally kind of coming out of that with more positive music. And Joey Purp is part of this new renaissance. His last release was in 2016 with his debut project, Eye Drops. And that features the fantastic single Girls At with Chance the Rapper. One of the most infectious beats, one of the most infectious hooks. It's so fun. Chance's verse is top notch. Joey Purp is top form on here. Just a really incredible single. But he's finally following this up with QUARTERTHING with 14 songs, 36 minutes. And it actually features Wu-Tang Clan members RZA and GZA. And you might know RZA from Break Hotels. That came out a couple of years ago. You remember that movie he was in?
The one with the one that was who died? What's his name?
RZA died.
No, RZA.
ODB died.
No.
Have some respect.
No, Paul Walker.
Paul Blart died. Brick Mansions, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, that was Paul Walker's second to last film he was ever in. He was with RZA. Anyway, QUARTERTHING is Joey Purp's latest release, and it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. That's probably the easiest way to assume it, but I think there's some really solid ideas on the first half, and then the second half, it's kind of like loses focus on what it's actually trying to go for.
I definitely have to agree with that. The first half of this album, I feel, is very tight, very well produced. I think you've got moments like Godbody Part 2 with RZA, which I think that just has RZA painted all over it.
It doesn't even have RZA. It just has Wu-Tang painted all over it.
Wu-Tang has like gothic church instrumentals. It's got flashes of Ghostface's 12 Reasons to Die. It's got that whole like gangster feel all over it. This is by far my favorite song on the record. Godbody Part 2. Joey Purp and RZA have really good chemistry together. But moving forward from that, we've got tracks like Elastic, which sounds like Girls At Part 2.
Just kind of like almost like a mix of drill and trap of sorts. Mm-hmm. Just this very clangy like beat. Just very, almost like elastic, like a rubber band just snapping back
like
and forth.
Rubber metal,
yeah,
if that makes sense. Tracks like QUARTERTHING, tracks like Paint Thinner, Look at My Wrist is infectious, with C. Honcho being one of the most obnoxious vocalists I've ever heard. But this whole like first half of the album, I think, is tightly produced. Joey Purp is compelling to listen to. He's not turning me away with these trap influences, but he's also not turning me away with this like just generic rapper feel, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like he's carving out his little niche, continuing off of Eye Drops. But once we hit like the track 2012 and from then on out, I find that this whole album just kind of takes a dip. I didn't find 2012 to be particularly compelling, and I didn't really find anything after that to be particularly compelling. Really until the end, In the Morning with GZA.
Yeah, it was just
this
more like
poem he delivers is a 30-second poem that GZA delivers,
which is a nice closer, but I don't think it was truly needed there.
No, I just thought it was a lovely little touch at the end.
A lovely little handmade note from GZA.
GZA sent us a muffin basket.
Ooh.
And he wrote he wrote a little poem on there.
Jesus sent us a Valentine's Day card.
He wrote "Nothing Gold Can Stay" by Robert Frost on the inside of it.
But like the moments on the first half that make it so special, when you forgot to mention 24 karat gold / Sanctified
/ Santa Gold
/ Santa Gold, is infectious because it's what I love about that new Chicago scene, because it's very accepting and very loving. He's just very happy that he is in this place and that everyone's alive and everyone's happy going into Godbody Part 2 and Hallelujah, moments that go on like the evils of fame and how people will only like you when they want you, or they can get something out of you. They're not really your friends, they're in it for the money. And the moments like Elastic and All Shit and QUARTERTHING, I think, are just very fun and playful, but they're still intense. They may not have super deep narratives, but he draws you in with his character and his charisma and his performance and his flow, and the beats are infectious. There's like, as much as I said earlier about the trap drill thing, there's moments on here with like, I feel like we get things that are pretty similar to drill music, not like the full extent. Chief Keef isn't showing up with a screwdriver and be like, you got some drills you want me to screw in? But like we get some close to that intensity, or a more positive take on that intensity. You go back to 2012, I think that's when it really comes down to it. I just think he isn't really doing anything new. There isn't really new ideas charisma or character-wise. There isn't any new ideas really lyrically, or there isn't any positive nature, like any huge issues going on here. So I just find it to be kind of bland. He still has good flow and performances, but there's nothing really I feel like I need to listen to. And I think at the end of the day, just like the last like 5 tracks, they're fine, but they're just not, they just feel weak in comparison to everything else. And I think if this thing was only like 20 minutes, it would be super noteworthy because of that.
You still have to have the Jizza poem at the end, though.
Yeah, a Jizza love
reminds
story.
me of The Blind Side. When you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Yeah, you do.
I've seen The Blind Side, but
The Blind Side, when like he wrote that essay about Charge of the Light Brigade, and the teacher's like reading it in his voice, and like that's what this reminds me of. It's like Jizza wrote this poem in like the 4th grade, and then like reading it.
But yeah, I think it just all this what just suffers from is just too much in the 36 minutes, and too much of the same idea kind of done over again. But yeah, I enjoyed the production throughout the entire thing. I love the work him and Nico Segal do out through this entire thing. I love the work that like additional production like RZA does. I think this thing's okay overall, but I think there's some really great moments on here.
For sure.
Especially the first two, 24 Karat Gold and Sanctified, and Godbody Part 2, I think, are incredible. I just wish there were more moments like that on here, sprinkled throughout, or more moments that had meaning on here.
Sure.
But other than that, yeah, this is okay. Out of 10. Nothing more than that.
And I guess I can't fault him too much because it's not an hour. It's only 36 minutes. You know, he's not wasting my time here.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel overstayed. I just, like you said, the last couple tracks, the last like 5 tracks, just feel kind of weak.
Yeah.
Everything else I think is well worth my time. And everybody that says that eye drops is just better by comparison for no reason at all is just a hater.
Yeah. And this actually shows me more of his character than I thought eye drops did.
Yeah.
And I think I'm more excited to see what's to come after this than I was in eye drops, because I think on this he shows improvement. And even though I think maybe eye drops is probably better overall, I think I had more fun with this.
Yeah.
If you want to hear us talk more about music, we host a weekly podcast every week called The Anthony Todd Show, where it's the best of the show in audio-only format. Take us on the go with you, put us on your iPod Shuffle, and listen to this podcast on Shuffle.
And just mess up our words.
Yeah. But if you want to hear more of our reviews, there's plenty on our YouTube channel. Right now on the screen, I'm going to put up our review for No Names Room 25, so if you want to watch that, that should be on the screen right now. But until next time, guys, I've been Vincent.
I've been Trevor.
And see ya, boyos.
Bye, everybody.